Hey people, welcome to the Run Testers, and in this video we're going to be talking headphones. We're going to be looking at two of the closest contenders for the top true wireless buds for runners. Those are the Jaybird Vista 2 and the Jabra Elite 7 Active. We're going to be telling you which of these are the best. They're both really close on price, they're also really close on capability. So which ones should you buy if you're in the market for a set of true wireless headphones? Well, in this video we're going to try and answer that question for you. So watch on. So first up, let's have a quick look at the price then. Well, the Jaybird Vista are £189.99 in the UK, $199.99. The Jabra Elite 7 Active are a good bottle of wine cheaper at £169.99 and $179.99. When it comes to comfort, if you look at the size of both of these things, then weight-wise, the Vista 2 buds are slightly heavier. They are 7 grams compared to the more compact Elite's 5.5 grams. You know, they're both pretty small buds. I guess we've done kind of 4.5 hour marathon distances and tests with both of these sets of headphones, and they're both comfortable buds to use on longer runs. No problem. I guess the major difference here really with the Jaybird Vista is that you've got the wingtip design as opposed to the Elite 7 don't. They've just got the gels. So if you find a wingtip a little bit uncomfortable over longer periods of time, maybe this might not be for you, but I've had no problems with them and I know Mike hasn't either. But it's when you get into those wingtips that I think the Vista here, when it comes to fit and comfort, kind of have the edge, because what you get really with the Vista is a slightly more secure fit over the Elite Active 7. Now, when it comes to stay put, despite the Elite Active 7 having this kind of shape grip coating, which has improved the overall kind of fit compared to earlier renditions of Jabra's true wireless buds, actually for kind of that extra sort of guaranteed security, I don't think you can really beat that kind of the wingtip, which just holds it in place a little bit more. Now, Nick has the fussiest ears going, so he doesn't usually find it very easy to keep earbuds like this without wingtips or hooks that stay in. But with him, he was really kind of raving about the Elite 7's ability to stay in the ear, and that was one of the kind of the highlights for him of this headphone. With Mike and I, we both found that with one bud in particular on the Elite 7, you always felt like it might fall out. It never actually did. I should say it didn't, but it felt like it might. And actually, so just overall on this kind of, you know, on the idea of fit and security, the Jaybird Vista just edge it, I think. So battery life then, let's have a look at the key stats. The Jaybird have 8 hours on the buds, 16 hours on the case for a total of 24. That's without ANC on. The Jabra have 8 hours on the buds, the same. They have 22 hours in the case and 30 in total. So the Elite 7 Active edges it just on battery life when it comes to the overall juicing with the case plus the buds. And that makes them slightly more multi-day ultra or kind of long run friendly, I think, than the Jaybird Vista 2. You'll charge them kind of slightly less often than the Jaybird Vista 2 as well. But it's, you know, we're talking about margins here. They've both got a really, really good solid battery life performance. And you can really, if you're training an hour a day, you're going to get a month really out of these in both cases. But the Jabra edge it just slightly for that longer battery life in the case. So if you start to use those ANC and surround sense, or kind of transparency mode or hear through mode, whatever you want to call it, situational awareness mode, then the battery lives obviously drop on both of these sets of headphones. That the listed drop off in battery life on the Jaybird Vista 2 is down to 6 hours. The Jabras don't give a listed time for ANC drop off. But in our test, we found they performed pretty much on a par, both these sets of headphones. You're kind of going to see around about a 10% drop if you're using those modes whilst you're running on both sets of headphones. There's not much to choose between them when it comes to battery life performance using those kind of special sound features. They both have rapid charge that offers an hour's run time with just 5 minutes on the plug. Jaybird Vista 2 charge just a little bit quicker though than the Jabra Elite. They'll get you to a full charge in the case and the buds within 2 hours. It's 2.5 hours on the Elite 7s. Both also support Qi wireless charging. And there's one other thing to note here. Some users of the Vista have found that on occasion one of the buds either charges at a slower rate or it refuses to charge fully. I've had that experience. Mike has had that experience too. I've had my right bud refuse to charge at all. One was on 100%, one was on 0 after being on charge overnight. Now I know this is a problem that other people have reported too. I've looked on the internet and it seems to be a problem that other people are experiencing. I did manage to fix this by doing a reset. Tom also had some issues and he managed to get around it by cleaning the little metal connectors, and it seemed to get around the problem. But that's one thing to be aware of actually. Some Jaybird Vista 2 users are reporting a problem with charging. And we only really spotted that after our review of the Jaybird Vista had gone live. It only sort of came out in mine recently. I've had months with them being perfectly fine until actually I came to do this video. So there you go. That is a problem that maybe you should be aware of. On sound, both of these sets of headphones offer a hearing test that lets you personalise your sound. There's also customisable EQ for both. You can store sound profiles, so you can create maybe a different kind of bass profile for something you want to listen to in the gym. You can store those and use them later on both. And in both cases, I think we found it was really necessary to go through that kind of personalised hearing and tweaking the EQ sound profile to get the best sound out of them. That was the same across the board here, so a similar sound experience when it came to that. Overall, when it comes to sort of sound performance, I think we're talking about marginals here. They're very, very similar in terms of the performance, not a huge difference. Both offer good, balanced, detailed and powerful sound with really nice kind of gym defeating or gym noise defeating top volumes. You know, they're nice and loud, good for shutting out traffic and on the run. When it came to kind of drawing those minor distinctions, I think Mike felt that the Jaybird offers, you know, good balance as well as power, but the Jabra just about edged it with a more kind of balanced and detailed sound. Especially when you kind of do that customizing. Nick actually went sort of slightly the other way. He felt the Jaybird offered sort of slightly more customization, and he thought the sound on the Jaybird Vista 2 had a little bit more depth and a little bit more power overall. Personally, I kind of like the sound on both. I thought there was a sort of maybe that the Jabras had a slightly kind of cleaner, a little bit more crisp sound than the Jaybird Vista 2. But I thought both were really strong, and it's kind of splitting hairs here. You're going to get a good audio performance from both of these sets of headphones. Both will offer ANC, active noise cancellation, and some kind of situational awareness here through transparency mode that lets the outside world in a little bit more, kind of activates some mics that lets the your ambient noise around you kind of filter in. The ANC levels on the Jabra are customizable, but they're not on the Jaybird. So you can actually tweak, you know, that ANC level to suit your ears again, to give you a little bit more personalization. On the Jaybird, you can choose how much ambient sound you let in, and that's really useful to get the best performance out of these. And you can also increase the wind filtering. So if wind is a problem sometimes with these headphones, if you tweak that on the Jaybird, it does make a difference and lets less wind kind of become sort of rushing in. And the Jabra, you can also tweak the hear-through levels too. In terms of performance, when it comes to active noise cancellation, I get such a good seal from both of these headphones that I don't really notice a difference massively, particularly when I'm outside running, I've got a bit of music on. But Nick and Mike both felt the performance on them was really strong. They're not, you know, the top level active noise cancellers when it comes to true wireless. You know, Nick sort of felt like the Apple AirPods Pro do a bit of a better job, but they both perform well indoors. They both do a good job of blocking out the traffic. You know, Mike, I think, raised one thing that both can struggle a little bit in kind of blustery conditions, but overall, I think between the ANC and the hear through, you're looking at a kind of fairly similar performance. Let's talk a little bit about durability then. Well, the Jaybird Vista's Buds IP rating has been boosted from IPX7 to IPX68, and they're now military kind of grade standard durable rated as well, to MIL STD 180G. That basically means that they're water, sweat, dust, drop and crush proof. We left them in a sink of water for 30 minutes. We dropped them on the pavement and stood on them for a bit. We walked on them kind of repeatedly and they survived no problem. So durability was a plus with the Jaybird Vista 2. What's also unique here is that the case is IP rated. It's IP weatherproof rated, IP54. So that's basically downpour proof. You know, it's if you've got it in a running belt and it starts to absolutely hammer it down, these things are going to be safe. You don't have to move them to a waterproof pocket or put them in a plastic bag. That is really, really good for long days out, ultras, those kind of things. The Jabra's case isn't IP rated, so they'll need protection from the rain if that happens. However, the Buds are IP57, so you're looking at water and sweat proof, but they're only dust protected. They're not dust proof like the Jabras are. I wanted to talk quickly about the controls as well. Now you're getting a kind of similar thing here with both sets of earbuds. You're talking about their button presses. Now you can customize the controls in the app as well, so you can change up what each of the long presses or the double presses do. That's customizable in both apps, so similar performance there. I guess the only real difference here, again, is going back to those kind of wingtips that with the Jabra, you know, if you are pressing those buttons, there is a feeling that they're a little bit looser and they're slightly more likely to become dislodged if you're doing a lot of controlling with them on the run. I don't feel that's the case with the Jaybird Vista 2. So again, back to that kind of fit, the controls are slightly affected when it comes to fit on the Jabra Elite 7s. Any differences when it comes to connectivity? Well, yes, there are some actually. Now, Jabra has Bluetooth 5.2 multi-point, and what this means is that it's supposed to be able to remember up to 8 different devices, or 8 different pairings to devices, and it's supposed to let you stay connected to 2 devices at once. So let's say your phone and your laptop, you're supposed to be able to connect for 2 at once. That's supposed to make it good for switching between kind of phone and laptop. So if you come home from a run and you want to jump on a Zoom call, it's supposed to be good at that. What I've found though is it doesn't really like connecting unless you disconnect from the other device you've been using. You have to go into the Bluetooth menu and hit disconnect, and then go into the menu on your laptop and hit connect. It doesn't kind of do it automatically. Yeah, you can't just go onto your MacBook and hit connect in your Bluetooth menu on that and make it happen and remove from your phone. You have to disconnect first. So, but that's actually the same on both. The Jaybird have Bluetooth 5.0, and the switch from laptop to phone worked the same for me. When it came to reliability on the run, we didn't have any problems when it came to kind of connectivity with a phone, listening to music on a phone, although again we've had comments on earlier reviews here that there have been some problems with the Vista dropping out. That's not an experience that we've had, but it's worth saying that some people have. One last thing on some extra features. Both of these offer kind of Find My Buds so you can track it. The difference here is that the Jaybird Vista 2 now lets you track the buds and the case independently, whereas the Jabra only let you track the buds in the case. So that means if you've actually taken your buds out and popped them down somewhere separately to your case, you're able to find both, which is really handy. It does work and it is really, really useful. The other thing, and Nick and Mike always laugh at me for this, but this has a little toggle which you can attach to kind of clips in running belts and bags, so you know exactly where this case is. This one doesn't. When I'm running ultras, that's really useful because often I'm sort of scrabbling around at aid stations for stuff. Things can fall out, and if it's this, it's hard to find it. If you know where this is all the time, it's clipped in, it's safe. It's a minor thing, but it makes a big difference. So that all-important verdict then, which one comes out top? Well, it's a really, really close run race, but for our money, albeit slightly more of it, the Vista 2 just about edges it. Now that's down to some extra fit security. It's down to that kind of waterproof case. It's got a slightly faster charging time and a better Find My Buds feature. And that's why this actually edges it in terms of our top recommendation, even though you're going to pay a little bit more for it. That being said, the Jabra Elite Active 7 are a really good solid pair of headphones as well. And if your ears can take that kind of non-wingtip kind of fit and they fit securely, then you won't be disappointed in the way these perform either. So there you have it, people. That's our head-to-head of the Jabra Elite 7 Active and the Jaybird Vista 2 True Wireless headphones. Hope you've enjoyed the review. If we've missed any details, you have any questions about these two, feel free to ask us in the comments and we'll try and answer them. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. We also watch our review. We've got full reviews of both of these. We'll put them up on the screen now so you can check out those ones. And we've also done our best headphones overall. The video is here on the channel right now. So if you're looking for something slightly different than these two, that is a good place to start whittling down your list. Thanks for watching. I've been Kieran and we will see you again soon on the Run Testers. Over and out with a little salute. I don't know why I always do the salute, but anyway, bye, wave, awkward Zoom wave. See you later.